안녕하세요. 여러분, 저희 트윙클 AP 어학원이 학생들의 발표 능력 향상을 위하여 제1회 스토리텔링 이벤트를 개최하게 되었습니다. 학부모 여러분의 많은 격려와 칭찬 부탁드립니다. 감사합니다.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Avengers storytelling event. So as you all know, over the past month, students have been working really hard on writing their own stories and practicing for the presentation. And so for today's order, we're going to start with Soyun, then Kalen, June, Joshua, and then Ryan. So Soyun, can you please come up?
Hello everyone, my name is Soyun. Today we are going to talk about a really interesting topic, the solar system. The solar system is a big family consisting of the sun and many planets. The sun is the star at the center of our solar system, and it has a family member. Their names are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus and Neptune. First, let's talk about Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun and very dry. Also, Mercury is 1/3 the size of the Earth, and Mercury is also covered with numerous creatures. Finally, Mercury has a large temperature difference between day and night. Venus is second planet. It's very hot, so nobody could live there. Venus is the brightest planet in the solar system. Also, Venus is the closest to Earth. There are known to be a total of 8 planets in the solar system, one of which is Earth. Earth is the third planet from the Sun and the only world with water and air. Therefore, organisms can live on the Earth. 2/3 of the Earth's surface is water. After Earth is Mars. Mars is half the size of the Earth and the atmosphere is filled with CO2. Also, the surface of Mars is red and it's dusty. Next, Jupiter is half the size of the Earth, and Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system. Jupiter is made of the gases such as hydrogen and helium. It also has more than 60 satellites. Saturn is ring planet. The beautiful rings are made of ice, dust, and rocks. It is the second biggest planet in the solar system, and it has more than 40 satellites. Uranus is the third largest in the solar system and 4 times the size of the Earth. Also, Uranus has 15 satellites orbiting it. Neptune is the last planet in the solar system and is about the same size as Uranus. It is also made of gas. In addition, Pluto was the 9th planet from the solar system. However, in 2006, Pluto was expelled from the solar system. This is because Pluto was small dwarf and lacked the gravity to harbor satellites. Among them, which planet do you like? My favorite one is Earth, where we can enjoy our lives. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Soyun. That was a very great presentation on the solar system. And I think we learned a lot about all the different planets surrounding us. So next, can we please have Kalen?
Hello everyone, my name is Kalen. I will talk about Korean War, Korea's biggest chaos. The Korean War was fought between North Korea and South Korea from 1950 to 1953. The war began on June 25th, 1950, when North Korea invaded South Korea. North Korea was supported by China and the Soviet Union, while South Korea was supported by the United Nations and the United States. In 1910, Japan controlled Korea for 35 years until Japan surrendered at the end of World War II. The United States and the Soviet Union divided along the 38th parallel into two zones. The Soviets went to the northern zone and the United States went to the southern zone. After the first 2 months of war, South Korea Army and American forces sent to Korea were about to defeat, retreating to a small area behind the defensive line. In September 1950, UN soldiers were sent to Incheon, cutting off North Korean troops and supply lines in South Korea. UN forces invaded North Korea in October 1950 and moved towards the Amnok River, but Chinese forces entered the war in October 19, 1950. Chinese forces were in South Korea by late December. The fighting ended on 27th July 1953 when the Korean Armistice Agreement was signed. The agreement created the Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, to separate North and South Korea and allowed the return of prisoners. However, no peace treaty was ever signed and the two Koreas are still at war. In April 2018, the leaders of North Korea and South Korea met at the DMZ and agreed to work toward the treaty to formally end the Korean War. The Korean War was among the most destructive war, with about 3 million war fatalities and a larger amount of civilian death than World War II. North Korea became among the most heavily bombed countries in history. I wish this never happens again. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Kalen. That was really good. And I can see you put a lot of hard work into that and you did a lot of research. It's a very good job. So up next we have June.
June. Oh, amazing. Hello, my name is Junsa and I will talk about Pig Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Pig. One day, she was playing with her little brother Lily. Then, her mom told her to go to her grandma's house because she had to deliver some cookies to grandma, but she couldn't because she was ill. But Mommy Pig forgot to tell about the forest and the alligator and just about how mischievous her daughter Pig was. When she was walking in the forest, she was so happy to meet Grandma that she was just walking everywhere in the forest and was lost inside the forest. Then she felt someone watching her. When she turned back, there was nobody. But then when she turned back again, there was a big alligator who was looking very hungry. But the alligator, who had heard everything that her mom said, she wasn't gonna eat Pig for now. He was gonna eat it when she was at Grandma's house. So he just asked about where to go to the hospital for his teeth and went his way. She knew who he was, so she told the alligator. Then she picked up some rocks and sticks to defend herself. Then she followed the alligator. When the alligator arrived, the door was locked. So he went under the sewer and broke into the house. When Grandma just woke up from the creaking sound, she was already inside the alligator's belly. She thought she was doomed, but then she remembered about her bodyguard. Grandma's very rich, so she still had hope and kept waiting. She was wondering why they weren't coming. Then she remembered that today was Sunday, and on Sunday, her agents and bodyguards have a break for a whole day. When she thought every hope was lost, she heard a door sound and heard a pig's voice saying, "Hey, Wolf, Do you want to have a fight now? Then give me my grandma back," and attacked the wolf. The wolf was easily defeated because he was so scared about the sharp stick. Then Pig threw a rock to the alligator's belly, and Grandma popped out from the mouth. Then soon the alligator was in jail because the pig called the cops. Pig got a badge for saving Grandma, and her bodyguards got a new rule for only having their break on their vacation day. The end.
Thank you, June. That was a very fun and interesting story. And so, can we have Joshua come up next?
Yes. Hello, my name is Joshua and I am from 6E. Today I am going to tell about my favorite story. It is called Holes by Louis Satcher. I liked Holes because it was full of adventures. Stanley Yelnat's father was a weird inventor and he made some weird shoe recycling machine. Then Stanley needed shoes. He just found the shoe that was flying to him and hit his head, so he brought it home. But it was actually a famous baseball player's shoes that was donated. So he had an option to go to jail or go to Camp Green Lakes. He chose to go to Camp Green Lakes. But Camp Green Lakes is where you dig holes 5 feet deep, 5 feet wide. It was very hard. When Stanley just dug about 1 month, he knew that the warden was trying to find the treasure that the Kate Barlow stole, and she got caught. But Stanley and Zero escaped to a mountain. We don't know why, but they did. And Zero was escaping first, and he was having weird peachy mud water. He called it mush, and Stanley ate a little bit, and Zero vomited and his stomach hurt. When they went to the top of the mountain, they were so tired, so they just went back again. And Stanley's lawyer came because she was interested in Stanley's father's machine. So she rescued Stanley and Zero to home, and there is more details, but I didn't explain it. It's too long. Okay, this was why I liked holes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Joshua. That was a very great summary on holes and great explanation as to why you like the story. So last but not least, can we please have Ryan come up?
Hello, my name is Ryan and I'm talking about the slave. Once upon a time, a slave lived in his owner's house. His owner kicked him and punched him, and he had to do every chores in the house. So he think, I have to run away. So he made a plan. So after today, he ran away when his owner was asleep. He ran fastest when he can. Next day, his owner woke up and he can know his slave was gone. So he went to police officer and talked to police. My slave was gone. So police found the slave, but slave take a ship and he went to another country and he get a job the other country and he lived very well. But the police called another country's police, so police can found the slave. The slave met his owner, but he had enough money. So the slave said, "I will give my money to buy me." The owner said yes, so he can buy him, and he lived very well forever. This story, I use Gingerbread Man to use this story. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ryan. Very great story and a great rewrite about the Gingerbread Man. And so that concludes Avengers' storytelling event. And the big reason why we like to practice public speaking, and especially debate in our nonfiction classes, is it's a very essential skill for leadership. And so I hope you all had fun. Everybody did a really good job, and all your stories were really interesting to listen to.